Hello, good afternoon. I am Mahlet, Ayele, your host at Connect Africa. Here on Saturday afternoon, we bring you a bit of an update from Ivory Coast since what happened on Wednesday, a public protest against the government and a potential coup against President Alassane Ouattara. Now, this seems unclear after even 72 hours. There's a statement, except that there's a statement that came out from a government saying that, with a picture, everything is under control. And Alassane Ouattara in a picture chairing a cabinet meeting, a ministers of cabinet meeting. And that's what we have. But this morning, a video has surfaced from a military general of Ivory Coast, which kind of reveals what's happening. But quickly, before I play that video, let me just say this. Look, there are like 3 or 4 things that what we can say about the coup in Ivory Coast, what led to that point. First of all, that uprising, that protest with a gunshot, kind of chaos. It is something what the West or the mainstream media would have loved to bring it to the world. When was the last time that they were afraid to do so? In fact, it's a very sexy issue to see Africans go out on the street being out of control, seeing a gunshot. This is something very sexy and very, very much what they have, put on us, as if this is an image of Africans, that they cannot govern themselves, and it always spreads around in mainstream media like a wildfire. So why they did not report that? Because it was what happened there on May 21st, on Wednesday, was no lesser than that. It was a public uprising. There were gunshots everywhere. People have died. People have wounded. It's a perfect footage for the Western media. So why they didn't? That's a question. I will leave it to you. Now, what led to that is 3 things. First of all, Burkina Faso, Ivory Coast has been planning for, let me just, share it here, and then I will make it play after I make my points to you. First of all, as you all know, Ivory Coast has been a country historically that has been, I said it again and again, it's a betrayer, a traitor of the existence of Burkina Faso for this, for those sovereignty countries, the sovereign countries there who have, did their revolution and cut their ties from the previous colonial power. So Ivory Coast has been plotting a meeting for long, hiding from the public to host the military base or the biggest drone base in Africa in Ivory Coast at the border with Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso and Ivory Coast share a big border, a large border. So they were plotting that. And then, as a lip service on beginning of this year, on January, the president came. It could be Sankofa, I hear you. I don't know, but it might be. Sorry. The president came and he said that they are kicking out the French military, but on the other hand, they are hosting the US military as well. The second thing that led to this is there is the amendment. Alassane Ouattara himself, he came to power in 2010, okay, 15 years now in power. He came originally for 2 years, for 2 terms. The constitution itself limits, actually, you cannot run for president after serving 2 terms. But he did a coup against his own constitution, okay? And he stayed a 3rd term, and there's now another election in October this year, and he is amending the constitution to stay again for a 4th term, okay, again and again, doing a coup against the constitution. But this is not, again, the mainstream media will tell you. not only he amended the coup or did a coup against the constitution, but also he brought his family to power. And the defense minister, Tani Ouattara, is a brother of Alassane Ouattara. So he kind of kept it amongst his own family. The third thing is that General Langley, who is, who we have seen him on the 3rd of April doing that infamous speech in the Senate of America, accusing falsely Captain Ibrahim Traore. And then after he did that, he came to Ivory Coast, like after 2 weeks of that accusation, and he was seen with President Alassane Ouattara and the defense minister, saying that they are going to have a military base there, which escalated the tension between the two countries. Okay, and Captain Ibrahim Traore has told us Ivory Coast continues to be a safe haven to those who are plotting a coup, leading a coup against Burkina Faso. Now, all this is the second point. Now, the third, this is the third point, right? First is the secret meeting between U.S. and Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast to be the host of the drone base. Secondly, the coup against the constitution of Ivory Coast, in which the president stayed a third term and now trying to do a fourth term. The third one is General Langley, and then that public support on 30th of April following that and exposing all what Ivory Coast is doing. But what we should not belittle is that the Ivorian people, all these three things as they are, and as they are the causes and to lift the people up, but Ivorians themselves, they see what's happening in neighboring countries, in Burkina Faso, and there is also a shared tribe between the two. Even Ivory Coast has, the president, his family or his parents happen to be from Ivory Coast, and Ibrahim Traore has also relatives in Ivory Coast. There are, people, as this is a colonial border, there are people born, on both sides who relate to each other. The same thing for Nigeria and Niger. There are tribes that lives here, and even brothers, one in Nigeria, the other in Niger. This is all, remember, it's a colonial border. Because of this that happened now, so the Ivorians seeing what's happening, what's unfolding in the Sahel states, they definitely want to be, also to take their destiny in their own hands, to get Ivory Coast is a leading cocoa exporter, and they have other minerals as well. So they want to benefit from that natural resources that they have. So these are the things, the facts that we have to take into account. This video, as you have said, it might be an old one, but we hear some things from what this military says. Let's see. But yeah, it's an old video, as you say. Let's see. But he speaks some truths.
Our struggle will succeed. Our struggle will succeed because we believe in God. If God is truly real, I don't believe that we will fail. Because when I made that commitment before God, as I was telling you, within 4 hours, I said, God, what I'm about to do, if I am truly not in the truth, do not give me the means. If what I want to launch as a military operation is going to create a situation where they will be hurt, it no longer advanced, and it only created more victims, we are withdrawn. And then we said to ourselves, well, we stop doing anything since there were elections, so that people wouldn't say it was IB who was against the elections, that it was IB who didn't want peace. I said, say radio silent. Let's prepare ourselves, because we're not God. We're not invincible. But when you know the truth, when you know the reality on the ground, we were convinced of one thing, that these elections would end in armed conflict. So let's prepare accordingly. And we prepared ourselves. They went ahead with the elections. What was the result? Here we are. And they couldn't find any other solution but to take up arms to attack Abobo and Anyama. And thank God, despite the limited resources we had, with your blessings, we were able to hold out in the resistance. We fought as best we could. We resisted gradually.
Anyways, this tells you that, you know, some facts to it how the military feels. But anyway, what we can say in conclusion is that so far, after 72 hours of that rumored coup in Ivory Coast, we haven't seen no clear military takeover has been confirmed. Number one, listen to me, no military takeover has been confirmed. Number two, no military coup declaration has been broadcasted. And the government, number three, keep on insisting that everything is under control. And, you know, it's also kind of a big silence, not explaining to what's happening. And yeah, the silence by itself it's a large, how do you say, it's loud. The silence is loud. This video might be old, but the thing what is happening in Ivory Coast right now is it speaks for itself. I mean, there's something happening, but it's not really clear. But let's see what is going to happen. It's something, it's a developing situation. It's not something that we are trying to bring you something that's unconfirmed. As I have been saying, it's a developing situation. It's something what we choose to be an observant and observation and to give it that African perspective. That's it. So thank you all for tuning in. I said it's an old video, yeah, but it gives users some truth in it, in what the military thinks about it. And of course, an update is that there is no clear communication so far between the government and the people. Nothing clear has been broadcasted so far. It's something, a developing situation that we observe and we bring to you. All right, then. Thanks again for tuning in. That was it for now. Bye-bye.